Hello. CRPS. When I first contracted it, I believe in '86, it was called RSD, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. Then a few years later, they called it reflex sympathetic dystrophy syndrome. And then I think the latest name is CRPS, chronic regional pain syndrome. I think. I don't even fucking know. I'm not even going to look it up. I live with it, so why the hell do I need to look it up? I know more about it than I'm going to read. So anyways, I thought I'd like share with people just in case, nobody knows what the fuck this is. You say MD, you say MS, Richard Pryor, MD, I don't know if that's what Hawking has or whatever. But you say other things, cancer, people know what you're talking about. When I contracted RSD in 1986, 50% of the time when I went to the doctor, I was telling them what it was. Okay? I got released from a hospital, Akron General, the year escapes me, because they said they had no case history of anybody with this. So no case history means they're not going to fuck with you because they don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't want to screw you up and it's going to cost them millions of dollars in malpractice or whatever. So that's just a little background of it. But a large part of it for me, or one of the worst things about it for me, is the hypersensitivity, but I'll get to that in a minute. The reason why I was playing guitar and I got socks on my hands is I can't wear a shirt and comfortably, and the disease affects circulation in your extremities, so I got cold hands a lot of the time. So I can't wear a shirt. If it's kind of cool in the room or whatever, then I'll put these on, or another pair or two that I have that have just fingerless socks that I improvise to try to keep warm. And my electric blanket's dead now, but I also use an electric blanket on the recliner so that when I'm sitting here writing for y'all, I'm not freezing my ass off. But in the wintertime, it's not a lot of fun. I live in Ohio. So, as you can imagine, in the wintertime, I need that electric blanket if I can't wear a shirt or a sweater, if it's a little chilly and whatever. And I'm not paying the landlord's paying the gas bill, which makes it worse, because that means I can't turn up. Get away, OCD. Get the fucking cat. Go get that cat, man. It's like a fucking witch's familiar, man. He wants to, like, I think he would, if he was a fucking parrot, he would sit on my shoulder and like Long John Silver or whatever. So anyways, I don't even know, where was I? So anyways, I was going to demonstrate what I have to do to put a shirt on so I can go out and, play with the regular peoples. I forgot what the hell I was even talking about. It doesn't matter. I was talking about, and the landlord pays for the heat, so naturally, he's a nice guy. He wants me to be warm, but at the same time, he's paying the bill. So it's not like I'm cold. I can go turn up the heat and then, pay the bill. It doesn't work like that. So anyways, before I go out, let me tilt the camera down here. There's me and my emaciated legs and upper body. Another thing about CRPS is you have to know a great deal about human physiology to even have a grasp of it or what it does. And it affects the autonomic nervous system, which regulates sense of touch, body temperature, all your functions you don't control. This isn't autonomic. This, feeling that, is autonomic. You don't have any control over it or anything like that. So now I don't want to go into that too far. You're not going to understand it anyway. So anyways, the way your nervous system is wired, it's bilateral symmetry. And so I'm like, mine is left side oriented RSD. Okay, this video is really starting to suck because there's just too much information here. But anyway, when you get the CRPS or RSD, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it's usually in a hand or a foot. Because it's trauma related ailment. Somebody injures I met a guy once who dropped a machine press on his foot. He's the only guy I ever met who had this disease ever, and I've been in and out of hospitals a great deal, and he's the only guy I've ever met that's ever had it. You ask somebody, they don't know what the fuck this is. So anyways, the point of me bringing that up, it's usually in a hand or in a foot, since I had all that back surgery and shit done, and the trauma was done to my spinal cord. That means I got it all through my body, which is it's already a rare disease if it's in your hand and in your foot. If it's in your body, I'm probably the only person in this state that has it in the trunk of their body. I would actually bet that that's the case. So anyways, it's left side oriented. So you tilt around a little bit. I hate doing shit in the mirror. It's left side oriented. So this side of my stomach is the skin is heavily affected. It's hypersensitive to the point where a wind hitting me can be very uncomfortable, and it's diaphoretic, and other fancy words that, you know, just means you sweat a lot. There's a lot of things going on there. But anyways, this is what I have to do to wear a shirt. This is an ace bandage that I rigged up, and then my sister sewed 2 of them together because it has to be pretty long, so she sewed 2 of them together for me. And firm touch is better than soft touch. So if I'm pressed on like this, it doesn't hurt as bad as if you do this, like caress. That equals lots and lots of pain. So you know, when you got a shirt, you got the shirt doing that to you all the time, so it hurts like a bitch for me. So anyways, I wrap this around. I don't think I actually have to do this. It's kind of hard to do sitting, but I got this long ace bandage and I wrap it around me very tightly like this, and then I put the shirt on. Then I got like firm pressure from the bandage, and you know, I have the shirt right here. I was going to wear it. It's very colorful. So anyways, you know, I got firm pressure from the bandage and not the light pressure, which is maddening to me from the shirt. So anyways, you know, I thought maybe if I put this up, it might further understanding for people or whatever. And I'm not a prideful person, however I may come across in print. It's pretty hard to be prideful when you're in this physical state, you know. So yeah, I'm proud of what I can do, writing and thinking and all that shit. But believe me, living like this, if it don't keep you humble, ain't nothing gonna keep you humble, honey. You know. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't even like this video, and at least it had the entertaining part with that fucking cat. So anyways, no, I don't know what else to say about it. You know, this is my life. This is how I've had to live for first diagnosed, I think, in '87. So I'm coming up on 30 years living like this. So yeah, I'm a freak. You know, I accept that. You know, I have normal human emotions like the rest of you people. But you know, I have the same needs and wants like the rest of you people. But physically, there's no getting around it. I'm a freak in every sense of the word, and that doesn't really bother me anymore. You know, what bothers me is, like this morning, the neighbors on the porch, and I'm sitting here without a shirt on, and you know, I'd like to go out and talk to them. I have to put a shirt on to do that. I can't, you know, looking like this and all the scars and everything, you just can't, you can't go up to complete strangers. How you doing? Here I am. Oh, well, that shit all over me and parts missing out of me and everything. Oh, just ignore that. I don't want to be the center of attention. You know? Or I can do that, or I can wear a shirt and be miserable. And, you know, not be particularly pleasant to be around anyway. So, it's your basic rock and a hard place type of deal. But, yeah, let's see. The time on there says it's about 10 minutes, so I could talk, you know. Talking and writing is something I can do. I can't do a lot of other things that other people can do. So, you know, I could ramble on for hours on end, talking, hours on end, writing, you know, and I dedicated myself to language and words long time ago. So I thought, you know, I figured once I got all fucked up, I figured, you know, this is something that I have to do more or less anyway, so I might as well try to get good at it. So, you know, despite the the fact all this shit started when I was 13, 14 in there, and then this major surgery was when I was 16. You know, as far as like dealing with something like that, it's not a question of bravery. I'm not a brave person. I'm a fucking coward, frankly. But you do what you have to do. You know, you survive how you have to survive. I'm not a brave person by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, if you want to live, if you want to stay alive, you have to do what you have to do, and you have to live how you have to live, and you have to deal with what you have to deal with. You don't got a fucking choice in the matter. I was brave once in my life. That I can really honestly say I was brave is when they told me they were going to do all this shit to me ahead of time. They told me that they were going to screw screws in my head, rip out one of my ribs. And now you got to understand, I'm 17 or 18 years old when I'm hearing this. They're going to put screws in my head. They're going to rip out one of my ribs. They're going to do this. They're going to do that to me. They told me all this shit ahead of time. And they're like, look, you know, you could live like this for a while longer, but at some point, the nerves leading to your heart and your lungs, due to the structural problems you have with your spine, those nerves are going to be damaged, and you're going to die. You might not die, you know, you might be able to live like you're living now for a very long time, but at some point gravity will do its thing, your spine will collapse, and you will die. So, you know, I had a choice and I didn't have a choice. I could have evaded it or whatever, but I was like, look, you know, I'm going to give it one more shot. I went through surgery before. I kind of know what's up. This sounds way worse, and it was way worse than the first surgery. I was like, I'll give this a chance and see how it works out. You know, so I voluntarily went into the hospital, and they even wanted me to donate blood ahead of time for the surgery. And I didn't do that because, you know, I don't know why I didn't do it. I think it's called homologous or something. I don't know what the fuck it's called, where they use your own blood in the surgery when they know it's surgery's coming ahead of time. And in those days, AIDS was new, so that was a big deal. You know, they were like, you got to do it this way. And I was like, look, man, I ain't worried about no AIDS, man. My spine's collapsing. You know what? AIDS is probably bad, but spine collapsing is pretty bad too. I don't think that's good either. So I didn't give a fuck. I'll use somebody else's blood. Maybe, you know, maybe I'll get some rhythm or something in me that I don't have. Maybe I'll be able to sing. I don't know. So, anyways, I go to the hospital voluntarily. That's a brave thing, knowing that you're going to be tortured, literally tortured, ahead of time, and doing it anyway and making yourself do it. That's brave. But the rest of that stuff, that ain't brave. That's just survival. That's all that is. But yeah, I thought, you know, if I demonstrated maybe a little bit of what I'm dealing with, then people might say, well, that one weird guy on the internet had CRPS. I heard that before. And maybe somebody else won't have to go through the shit that I have to go through. As far as like people telling you can do this and you can do that. CRPS, what, you know, people do this with cancer. You know, people can do this with this. How is that disease different than cancer? How is that disease different than this? This disease is really different because it makes you into an alien, basically. It makes you into somebody who's living in an entirely different world than everyone else. The wind hurts you. A shirt hurts you. It feels better to be slapped than touched. You're a different animal. You know, that's how that's the difference between that and other diseases. Is you are set apart. You are alienated. That's just the way it is, and that's the way it's going to be. You are alone, and you will be alone. And that's what I've learned, you know, in the last 25 to 30 years. And you deal with it how you deal with it, you know. You carry on how you carry on. I always look at it like this. Everybody's problems are bad to them. Everybody goes through shit in life. And, you know, somebody else got something going on that you say, well, that's nothing compared to what this guy on the internet's going through. To them, that could be a bigger deal than my deal is to me. Whatever they got going on in their life could be harder for them to deal with just because of their personality or whatever than what I have to deal with. So I'm not trying to be the king of pain, or you know, to make myself as like some sort of heroic person, because maybe I can deal with this better than somebody else can deal with family losses or things like that. So I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't give a fuck about any of you people or any of your fucking sympathy. All right, I really don't. You can't sympathize with me. You can't empathize with me. I'm a different animal. I have a different nervous system. I'm a different creature. Your sympathy don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean nothing to me. I don't want that, but I do like understanding. I do like people that can think outside of themselves and put themselves in somebody else's place. That's not sympathy. That's something else. Now that if this helps somebody, if me like you know, dealing with this in this manner helps somebody else and helps people understand what this is and what I go through and what that more importantly what the next person is going through that they meet, because I'm a done deal. I'm a cooked egg. I ain't changing. Nothing anybody says to me has any fucking effect on me whatsoever. But as far as dealing with somebody else that has the disease or is new to the disease, if this helps educate people or helps understanding to flourish or some shit, hey, that's fine. You know, then it's a good thing. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry for getting emotional. I'm just, you know, I've been like that the last few days. If you haven't noticed, yeah, I've been through some things, and there's always that goes to stir inside anybody. Little ghosts of things past wandering around in people's heads. So it's not a big deal. And in about 10 minutes, I'll be calmed down and I'll be drinking my coffee and sitting here watching sitcoms or doing whatever the fuck I'm going to do with my day. So it's not even a big deal that I got a little upset there. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing, baby. All right, man. Bye-bye.